For most of the 20th century, my party and the aspiration of self-government that we represent became most closely associated in the minds of the media and the Welsh public alike with policies and campaigns which aimed to recover for Welsh the status and future of a truly national language. And a predecessor of mine was even prepared to take the ultimate step of fasting to death if necessary to safeguard the future of the Welsh language. Though the struggle to maintain the future of our language is by no means won, and I will have more to say about that in coming weeks, Plaid Cymru and the wider national movement did win, through its persistence, a new consensus on the desirability of a bilingual Wales, transforming both the terms of the debate and the future of the language in the process. I want the battle for world-leading Welsh prosperity to become synonymous with our movement in the future, as the battle for language revival was in the past. And that's the challenge that we have set ourselves as a party today. Plaid Cymru, the Party of Wales, links our success to the economic success of the Welsh nation. We brought you here this morning to this factory, this Sigma 3 factory. And we brought you here because this company is a great example of a homegrown, successful and vibrant business that makes a valuable contribution both locally and to the national Welsh economy. So today we set as our primary objective the task of closing the gap in average incomes between Wales and the UK and the EU within a generation. And we define a generation as 20 years from the start of a first Plaid Cymru government. If achieving cultural self-confidence was the priority for the last century, then achieving economic self-confidence is going to be the objective for this. That's why I'm pleased to be able to announce today the detailed remit and steering committee of our Commission on the Welsh economy. I'll be asking the Commission during the course of its work to report on whether the commitment to closing the economic gap needs to be placed on a statutory footing, with annual auditing to report on progress, and even the creation of an independent body to oversee the strategy. I've also asked the Commission to identify 3 key economic priorities that will drive the strategy for the first term of a Plaid Cymru-led government. It'll be entirely up to the Commission itself to decide the precise measure by which we can chart our progress towards our goal of international parity. But what will be clear from the recent comments by the Labour Party's increasingly frustrated economic advisor, Gerald Holtham, and from the Commission's own initial report, which we are publishing today, Offa's Gap, is the deep extent of the crisis in the Welsh economy. Instead of a devolution dividend, we've seen a decade and a half of decline. Missed targets, the 90% GDP goal, and soon, no doubt, child poverty became dropped targets for a government that accepts dependency as some sort of natural state for the Welsh nation. I now turn to Offa's Gap, published by the Commission Steering Group today. Offa's Gap provides us with a sobering analysis of our current state. The Welsh economy, which grew in lockstep with the rest of Britain during the 1970s and the 1980s, has been growing below the UK rate at an average of 0.6% a year over the last 2 decades. The cumulative effect of that gap amounts to a loss of £7,250 a year for the average Welsh family. The Welsh economy, which now occupies a position towards the lower rung among the advanced countries of the world, will, on current trends, be overtaken by Russia, Mexico, Turkey and Argentina before mid-century, and cease to be classed as a high-income country within about 20 years. That's the path that we are currently on. Plaid Cymru says that that is not inevitable. We refuse to accept our poverty as an argument for dependence ad infinitum. In our analysis, it's that very dependence that has led us into this cycle of decline. No one else will prize us out of the rut that we find ourselves in, only we ourselves. By raising our prosperity, we will raise our confidence, our ambitions, our aspirations for ourselves, for each other, and for our nation. It's that economic success that will be the gateway to our independent Wales. We need to raise our game in Welsh politics. We need to move up and move on from the questioning of the cost of ministerial ring binders to questioning the vision or the lack of vision that those ring binders might contain. If we are to drive the Welsh economy forward, then we, all of us, politicians, journalists, commentators, citizens, manufacturers, need to switch our headlights from dipped to full beam. Together, Plaid Cymru believes that Wales can do much better, but it is up to us.